I always wanna help people because I feel like, especially in this business, like, that's how I figured everything out. Like, I always, look to someone else for help.
I am here with the infamous Dr. Moses, Liz Moses, and go ahead. I can't even see your
I
face.
know,
So,
where were you
so
looking?
here's the funniest thing. You can look right at me. The camera will catch you, right?
Okay.
Right? We're just having a conversation. But the funny piece is before the video started, right? Everybody knows I worked in a prison, and everybody would think if somebody's going to swear, it's probably going to be me. But no, you were like, hey, you're going to be able to edit it out in case I drop a swear. So we love having that attitude around the office. But anyway, how long you been in real estate, Liz?
So October will be 10 years.
10 years.
Yep.
Prior to coming over to Home and Key, you were with one company the whole time. So that's what, about 8 years?
Yeah, I get like
Because
7.
you've been with us for almost 3 years already?
It's gotta be,
Close to
right?
that. So when you came over, though, I want to share some stories because when you came over and we chatted, when you came over and we had that interview, what happened when you left the office?
So first thing I did,
Go ahead.
and I've told this story before, but I Googled what a CRM was because I had no idea. And you had talked about CRM, obviously we talked about leads, but I was like, what's a CRM?
CRM. Hey, you're
So I
not
had no
alone.
clue. No clue.
You are not alone.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I think more agents now have it, but I bet you over the last couple of years, it's like 95% of agents don't have one, which blows my mind.
Yeah, yeah. Makes such a difference.
So coming over, though, was there, you had been in an office for 8 years, right? So you had experience selling houses, right? And all of a sudden you come to Home and Key, and it's a little bit of a change.
A little bit.
What
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
change?
I mean, I tell people I have a completely different job. Like, it's not even the same job
Yeah.
I was doing. I mean, the CRM, obviously, we have tons of leads,
Mhm.
and the CRM makes such a big difference because, everything's organized and kept track of, where before, if, we got a lead, it's like, how are you keeping tabs? How are you following up? There was no process.
And it's working for you
Yeah.
because your production has climbed,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I think in the last 2 months, $5 million worth of production
Yeah.
in those 2 months alone. Did you ever even hit that in a year? Do you know?
I think maybe like 6
So you've already surpassed, you did that, you blew that
last
away
year.
last
Yeah.
year, and we're on our way to another big
I
year.
hope so.
No, you're doing it. And so tell people, because I think a lot of people don't understand what a real estate agent does. Like, they see this HGTV thing and they see
Right.
people, we're showing houses, right? Oh, that's the glamorous part of it, right? Oh, I think I love real estate because I love houses, right? And that's all fine and good, right? But what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I think like we both know, right? Like, we're not rocket scientists.
No, we're not.
People think there's a secret,
Mm-hmm.
but the true secret is the everyday boring stuff
Mundane tasks.
that people don't want to do, like showing up, making calls, emails, texts, following up.
So question for you,
So-
because when you first came over, it was a big transition, obviously, a completely different way of doing
yeah.
business, right? I think probably everything you did prior to that was probably people you knew or referrals, right?
Yeah, for the
Now
most
you
part,
come
yeah.
into a culture and environment where, there's massive lead generation coming in.
yeah.
There's a laid out sales process, right? So there was a learning curve with that. And I remember
Absolutely, yeah.
I remember as you were going, it was slow going,
Yeah, it
right?
took me a while.
It took you a while, but what do you think got you to push through? Because then it was like it's been a trajectory ever since
Well,
then.
because I was seeing, all the success at Home and Key
Yeah.
before I even came. That's
Yeah.
what brought me there,
Yeah.
obviously. And then, people keep plugging away and you're like, trust me, plant the seed,
And forget about the end,
keep it rolling.
forget about the results, right? Worry about the process. If you stay in the process, the results
Yeah.
will come, right? You love to work
Yeah.
out like I love to work out. We don't worry about the end game. We just do what we're supposed to do today for our workout and our
Right.
diet, right? So
Keeping structured, keeping diligent, just grinding away.
So let's go back, though, because when you talk about, the day-to-day mundane tasks, because I don't think people even understand,
Right.
you're in the office pretty much every single, Monday
Yeah.
through Friday, and you're not there for 9 hours, right? You're there for,
No. Right.
probably 3 hours. It seems like, You know, usually there in the
Yeah, like,
morning.
and it depends what I have going on, like emails.
And if we're going to have good lunch from Flower Girls,
Yes,
stick
good
around for
lunch.
that, right?
Good lunch.
Good lunch for Flower Girls, we'll have that. But so what's the daily, when you say mundane task, what are you doing at the office?
So it's the follow up with clients. Like a lot of my leads, and I was thinking about this the other day, a lot of the deals I have closing are long term leads. People who have come in a year ago, more. So I think that's a testament to, these aren't calls that just came in yesterday
Right.
and I expect to turn that into a sale. Like I am talking to these people, sending them houses, land, whatever they're looking at, and following up.
That's a testament to you too, because you got to work that process. And that's what happens. It's like, this is why you're now elevating way, way, way high, because you're running your business like a professional. An amateur can close somebody, anybody can. Hey, I want to go see 123 Main Street.
Right.
You show them 123 Main Street, and they're like, I want to write an offer of $40,000 more than asking price. I don't want a home inspection. Right. Yeah, anybody can close those deals, right? It's the ones, that's the low lying fruit, we call it. And by the way, those are great, right? We love low lying fruit, but you got to know how to work. Right. The prospects, right, over a period of time, because not everybody transacts right away.
Yep. I had looked at houses yesterday with a couple from Vermont, and it was an old, like about a year old lead. We looked at one house, but we kept in touch, and they were like, we're ready. We're ready.
So to explain to people, you were able to keep in touch with because of what? How many, would you have any idea how many leads you have in your system?
I think it's just under 1,000, like around 900, but like 100 to 150 that I'm working.
Right. But the thing is, you can't remember to do that. And this is what
never. I would never remember. Nope.
So having a CRM, once you learned how to do that, I remember you telling me, hey, this makes my life easy.
How could you remember 1,000 people, what they looked at, their kids' names, all that stuff?
Try 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, because that's what's going to happen over time.
All right, okay, yeah, I remember that house we looked at. I remember, their dog they brought. I don't know.
So as a leader, what's been real fun for me is watching you grow. That's kind of like I tell everybody all the time. I can,
that's your mission, right?
That's my mission, right? I can sell houses and have a really, really good living, right? And that's not what gets me charged up and juiced up in the morning, right? Helping you guys, elevate your game is what really gets me super excited. So watching you grow has been such a cool thing. Like you came in, you were kind of quiet, right? And now it's so funny. So when we were making this move over to LPT, we'll talk about that in a minute. And I went to the entire company and I said, hey, I'm looking to put together a little bit of a leadership team. Give me one person. This is just, nobody's going to know who said what. Submit who you think exemplifies these qualities. And overwhelmingly, you were at the top of the game, which is so for me as a leader to watch you come in, to plug into a system and not only grow in terms of helping your clients, but grow in terms of you've become a leader in the office. People go to you and ask you stuff, which makes my job sometimes a little bit easier, which is nice, right?
Well, it's funny because I don't think of myself like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I always want to help people because I feel like, especially in this business, like that's how I figured everything out. Like I always, look to someone else for help. So it's like just, paying it back. And
that's one of the core values at the company.
Yeah.
Contribution, giving back.
Somebody's new. It's not like, oh, sorry, I'm too busy. It's like, you got to give that person a leg up. And
so let's talk, because we got a pretty good sized office now, right? We really do. And like, how do you feel the camaraderie? Like, I just feel like we've never been this tight.
I think we have a great group. And I always tell people when they ask about it, I'm like, there's plenty to eat. It's not, there's plenty to eat at home and keep. There's no, like, we're not fighting over leads.
Yeah.
You have more than you can handle. Like, you can't tell me everyone is working every single lead to its full, maybe Mia, to its full potential.
So
there is plenty to eat there.
Yeah,
so,
no lack.
I mean, it's just helping people, like talking out situations that come up. And it's a good environment.
So, part of like, what do you think has made, like, we do a lot of training at the office, right?
We do.
How did you feel going into the NAR thing?
Good.
No problem.
Because, we were so prepared. Yeah.
I mean, we did that for probably 5 to 6 months prior to,
least,
and so when it hit,
I feel like it's like,
we were already running
yesterday's news.
Yeah, yesterday's news. So cool. So on that, we've made, so I was talking about this with Wayne before you came in. It's like, you know, one of the things people hear me say, we don't change, right? Right. Everything kind of stays the same. We had a lot of changes with some technology pieces that we needed to change, right? Right. And then
Big year. Big year.
right in the middle of the peak season, if you think about it, right?
No, I
And
know.
by the way, the craziest piece is we're up almost 45% over last year when we had that pause, we'll call that.
Yeah.
So we get through that, which was not easy. It was challenging. It didn't go as smoothly as all the professionals told it was going to go, right? All the tech people and so on. But now all of a sudden we're settled with that. And then Scott springs out, hey, guess what? We're going to partner with LPT.
Yeah.
You were one of the, you know, I brought it to the leadership team, you being one of them, that I wanted you guys to take a look at it, punch holes in it. Because for me, that was a 5-month process with a lot of calls all the way from agents in the company to the owner of the company. And not only that company, right? Other ones. And so I bring it to you guys and the leaders, and everybody was like, we love this. But what are you most excited about moving forward with LPT, you think?
I mean, for me, I'm not looking at like a long-term picture. I rather like, just like the day-to-day stuff, I kind of just focus on the now and what's going on today. You know, I like the marketing. So for me, that's probably like the biggest thing.
And you know what I love about it too is like I can see somebody like you have a place to go. There's the compensation plans are so robust. There's not just one cookie cutter thing.
Right.
You have an opportunity to grow and stay within the company, which I think is really neat as a leader. So, but in closing this thing out, I mean, I don't know if you have anything you want to share with people. You know, for me, it's just a true pleasure to have you around. I say it all the time. I wish I had 35 Liz Moseses, right?
Maybe that might be a little scary.
Born. I don't know, right? But anything else you want to wrap up with, share with people that you think they need to know about, you know, the process, the company, or anything?
I mean, I think like what we both know, there's no magic secret. It is the daily and just staying consistent. And it might sound boring, but it gets the job done. And, you know, when I see my numbers finally working out, and it's nice to see your hard work and daily tasks pay off. Yeah, look at that. It works.
Well, you know what happens? Most people, right? They don't have that consistency over a long period of time.
Right.
That's what success is. It's not, you know, it's not consistency for 1 week. That doesn't do it. You don't get in great shape in 1 week, right? It's just the consistency over a long period of time. And you've been a true testament to that. And it's been a pleasure watching you grow. And I'm really looking forward to where you're headed in the future. So thanks for joining.
It's been a pleasure to be at Home and Key and working with you.
Awesome. So thanks for joining us. Perfect. Boom.